So I met one of the 5 Democrats in town, and he comes up to me yesterday and he goes, Mike, we got to do something about the millennials. You know, they're not going to vote. They're not voting. What are we going to do about the millennials? And I said, well, nothing. We already did something. We raised them. That was a lot. We raised this generation. My generation did, right? We raised you, those of you who are millennials in here. You turned out, I think, pretty good. I think your generation is, yes. You're smart. You come over and change the ink cartridges for us in our printers. When we can't get our device to work, we call you up and you explain to us how to turn it off, then turn it back on. And it magically works again every time. And you're not haters. This is a generation of non-haters. Have you noticed that? I mean, really, the majority of 18 to 35-year-olds are, you know, they don't hate people because of their skin color or because they're in love with someone of their same gender. I don't see it, and it makes me feel really good that we did something right. But so I said to this guy, I said, really, I don't think it's on us to do something about them because they didn't create climate change. They didn't send the troops to Iraq. You know, millennials didn't cause the Wall Street collapse. Why is it on them to fix our shitty situation that we've handed them? I mean, seriously. I mean, there's something about when you're that age and you're rebellious, and I want you to be that way. I don't want you compromising. You got plenty of time in the real world to compromise. The rest of your life, you'll have plenty of time to compromise and be in some shitty job that you can't stand, you know, to be in some loveless marriage. Why be that way at 19? Just don't compromise. But also understand, too, that sometimes we have to take some medicine to get better. And taking medicine isn't really a compromise. It's a smart thing to do. So you'll know what to do. It's not the kids I'm worried about. The kids are all right. It's the angry white guy. His days are numbered. Total number of white guys over the age of 35 now in the United States, 19%. That's all we are, guys. Now, hey, what? They're cheering our demise, our extinction. That's what's going on here. You know that, right? We know it. We guys know it. We know it's over for us. We had a good run. 10,000 years wasn't bad, right, guys? Right? It was. And now here we are in the 21st century. For the first time ever, there are now more single women than married women. You aware of this? Yeah. Yes. See here, see that, guys? Yeah, because they don't need us. They can be single now. 100 years ago, they couldn't be single. We had laws that wouldn't allow them to own property or have a bank account or get divorced, right? They couldn't sue in court. There were all these laws. Check this out if you don't know this. There were a long list of laws that prohibited women from doing the basic things that somebody should be able to do. But now they don't need us. We used to be useful for something, right? Well, we're needed to keep the species going. That was our most important job. What else are we good for? Getting something off the top shelf. Except now, they've invented in vitro fertilization and the portable aluminum stepladder. You don't need us. You don't need us for orgasms anymore? Guys, you know they don't need us for that, right? Somebody put out a book like 30 years ago, Our Bodies Ourselves, taught women things that God knows they shouldn't have been taught. If Hillary wins, if the women take over, and because they don't need us, so you know what this is going to lead to? They're going to be internment camps for men. And Hillary will have all her, Wellesley students there with their clipboards checking us into the internment camp. They gotta pick out a few to keep the species going. Who are they gonna pick? The smart ones and the good-looking ones. So, all right, already I'm looking at the faces of the guys here. They already know they're in the camp. We're all in line. We're gonna be in line there. You in there in the camp. Yes, you. Keep going. You. Oh, you. Over here. The guys go, oh, just because he's got a good six-pack for the abs? I was going to start going to the gym last month. Well, you should have fucking gone, because now you're going to the camp. Don't worry, there's going to be lots of gyms in the guy camps. And that's why they're so upset. You've seen them at the rallies, right? These guys at the Trump rallies? They're like, "Rah! Rah! Rah!" It's the sound of the dying dinosaur. The signs are everywhere to them. The women are taking over. There's now more women that go to college than men. There's more women in law school than men. Whoa, no! I predict anthropologists, they will note the moment it happened when it was clear the men were on the way out and the women were on their way in, and it was the Super Bowl this past year. It's the halftime show. Coldplay is playing one of their nice songs. Oh, I love you, I love you. And then Bruno Mars came on, and then that sort of confused a lot of guys watching the halftime show. Ooh, what is this? And then all of a sudden, right in the middle of Bruno's song, out comes Beyonce and 500 women in these uniforms with their fists clenched and raised and their shit-kicking boots on, taking the field. No, it's like, oh my, wait, that's our game. What's she doing here? That's where we're ending up. And guys know it, and that's why they're at the Trump rallies. That's why you hear that sound. Whoa! Donald, save us! The women are coming. The women are, Hillary is Genghis Khan. It's all over. It doesn't feel good. 8 years of a black president. Okay, we got through that. Now it's going to be 8 years of a woman president. Oh, no! No, because you know what happens after that? It's going to be 8 years of the gays. We'll have a gay president. No! And you know what comes after that? The transgenders. 8 years of a transgender in the White House. You're not going to know which bathroom to use. What's left after that? After they've taken everything from us white straight guys. Oh, the animal rights people. PETA will take over the White House. A fucking hamster is going to be running this country. A little hamster in the Oval Office on a wheel. Send in the next congressman. And finally, Mother Nature. There are now less boy babies being born. Mother Nature has looked at the situation, has decided that men are bad for the planet. No woman has ever built a smokestack. No woman has invented an atomic or a hydrogen bomb. And no women, no girls go into schools and shoot them up. Not a single one of these school shootings are girls, are they? How can that be? Think about that. It's like, and it's not just school shootings. It's like women generally don't shoot you unless you deserve it. I mean, usually when a woman shoots her husband or her boyfriend, some thought has gone into it. That's actually true with most crimes. How many female arsonists are there? Or burglars? Or rapists? I mean, you go down the whole list of crimes. We're actually quite safe from 51% of the population. Right? I mean, it's like, when you leave here tonight and wander out onto the dark streets of Wilmington, Ohio, it's a rough town out there, but you know, it's dark, you're on a dark street, you're just a little more aware. What are you being aware of? A woman gonna jump out of the bushes and stab you to death? Is a woman gonna mug you? That whatever you're afraid of does not wear a dress or a pantsuit. Oh man, see, but that's what you understand. You must understand the Trump voter. These are legitimate concerns. Legitimate concerns.